What if the drink in your hand right now is quietly stealing your memories? It's a chilling thought, isn't it? Every day, millions of us sip on beverages we think are harmless. Refreshing sodas, a glass of wine to unwind, or an energy drink to power through the afternoon. But hidden in these familiar cups are dangers that could be chipping away at the most precious organ we own, our brain. As we age, our minds become more vulnerable, like a library where the books start to fade if we don't care for them. And the truth is, some of the drinks we love most are accelerating that fade, silently damaging the aging brain in ways we don't notice until it's too late. I'm not here to scare you, at least not without giving you hope. Today, we're diving into 3 common drinks that could be undermining your cognitive health. Drinks so ordinary, you might not even think twice about them. But by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what they are, why they're harmful, and how to protect your brain for years to come. This isn't just about cutting things out, it's about making choices that let you hold on to the sharpness, creativity, and joy of a healthy mind. So let's pull back the curtain on these hidden threats and start with a question. Are you ready to rethink what's in your glass?
Section 1. The aging brain and why it matters. Picture this. You're sitting at your kitchen table, trying to recall the name of an old friend. It's right there, on the tip of your tongue, but it slips away like a fish darting through water. Or maybe you've walked into a room and forgotten why you're there, laughing it off as just getting older. These moments feel small, don't they? But they're whispers from your brain, hints that it's changing as the years roll by. Our brains are incredible machines, but they don't stay young forever. Starting in our 30s, subtle shifts begin. Neurons lose some of their connections, blood flow slows, and the brain's ability to repair itself weakens. By the time we hit our 50s or 60s, these changes can show up as slower thinking, fuzzier memories, or trouble focusing. For some, it's mild. For others, it's the start of something more serious, like dementia or Alzheimer's. The scary part? We often don't notice the damage until it's advanced, like a house with termites eating away at the foundation long before the walls crack. But here's the good news. Your brain isn't helpless. It's shaped by what you do every day, how you sleep, what you eat, and yes, what you drink. Beverages aren't just liquids, they're chemicals that interact with your body, crossing the blood-brain barrier to influence how your mind ages. Some drinks nourish your neurons, keeping them firing brightly. Others, they're like slow poison, eroding your cognitive reserves sip by sip. I remember my uncle, a vibrant man who loved telling stories at family gatherings. In his 70s, those stories started to falter. He'd pause, lose his thread, and brush it off with a smile. We thought it was just age, but later we learned his lifelong love for certain drinks might have played a role. That's when I started digging into the science, and what I found was eye-opening. 3 drinks in particular kept coming up in studies and stories. Drinks so common, they're in fridges, bars, and vending machines everywhere. Let's start with the first one, a beverage you might have grabbed without a second thought.
Drink number 1, sugary soft drinks. It's fizzy, it's sweet, and it's everywhere. The sugary soft drink. Whether it's a cola at lunch, a lemon lime soda with dinner, or a fruity pop to cool off, these drinks are a global obsession. Walk into any gas station or restaurant and they're front and center. Their bright cans and bottles practically begging you to take a sip. For many of us, they're a comfort, a habit, maybe even a childhood memory. But behind that refreshing fizz lies a truth that's hard to swallow. Sugary soft drinks are one of the worst things you can pour into your aging brain. Let's break it down. A single can of soda can pack 30 to 40 grams of sugar, more than your body needs in an entire day. When you drink that, your blood sugar spikes, flooding your system with glucose. Your brain, which runs on glucose, might seem to love it at first, but over time, this sugar rush triggers chaos. Excess sugar causes inflammation, like a low-grade fire smoldering in your brain's delicate tissues. It also creates oxidative stress, where unstable molecules called free radicals damage your neurons, much like rust corrodes metal. Worst of all, chronic high sugar intake can lead to insulin resistance, a condition where your brain struggles to use glucose effectively. When that happens, your neurons starve, even if you're eating plenty. I think of my old coworker Sarah, who always had a soda on her desk. She was sharp, funny, and in her 40s, but she'd joke about her soda addiction. By her 50s, she started noticing memory lapses, forgetting meetings, struggling with names. At first, she blamed stress, but her doctor pointed to her diet, especially the daily sodas. Studies back this up. A 2017 study in the journal Stroke found that people who drank sugary beverages regularly had smaller brain volumes and worse memory compared to those who didn't. Another study from Boston University linked soda consumption to a higher risk of Alzheimer's. It's not just the sugar. Many sodas contain artificial sweeteners or additives that may disrupt brain signaling. And let's be real, when you're chugging soda, you're probably not drinking water, which your brain needs to stay hydrated and clear out toxins. The result? A brain that's aging faster than it should, losing its edge, sip by sugary sip. But here's the bright side. You can break the cycle. Start small. Swap one soda a day for sparkling water with a splash of fruit juice. Try unsweetened iced tea or infuse your water with mint and cucumber for a refreshing twist. These choices don't just cut sugar, they give your brain a fighting chance to stay sharp. Now let's move to the second drink, one that's even more socially accepted, but just as dangerous in excess.
Drink number 2. Excessive alcohol. Raise a glass. Toast to life. Alcohol is woven into our celebrations, our dinners, our moments of relaxation. A glass of wine with friends, a beer at a game, or a cocktail to wind down feels like part of being human. And in moderation, some alcohol, like red wine, might even have benefits, thanks to antioxidants like resveratrol. But when that one glass turns into 2, 3, or more, night after night, you're stepping into dangerous territory for your aging brain. Alcohol is a neurotoxin. Let that sink in. In small amounts, your body can handle it, flushing it out before it does much harm. But excessive drinking, whether it's binge sessions or chronic heavy use, hits your brain like a wrecking ball. It disrupts the delicate balance of neurotransmitters, the chemicals that let your neurons talk to each other. Over time, it shrinks your brain, particularly the hippocampus, the region that stores memories, and the prefrontal cortex, where you make decisions and solve problems. Imagine your brain as a lush forest. Too much alcohol is like a fire that thins the trees, leaving gaps where thoughts used to grow. Picture a man in his 60s. Let's call him Tom. He was a social drinker for decades, never an alcoholic, but always with a few beers after work or a couple of whiskeys on weekends. By his late 50s, he noticed he was repeating stories, struggling to follow conversations. His family thought it was quirks of age, but scans later showed his brain had shrunk, a hallmark of chronic alcohol exposure. Research confirms this. A 2017 study in the BMJ found that even moderate drinking, more than 14 drinks a week for men or 7 for women, was linked to cognitive decline and brain atrophy. Heavy drinkers faced triple the risk of dementia. It's not just about quantity. Binge drinking, even occasionally, floods your brain with alcohol, killing neurons outright. And as you age, your liver gets less efficient at metabolizing it, so the damage lingers. Sleep suffers too. Alcohol disrupts REM sleep, the stage where your brain processes and repairs itself. Over years, these effects stack, turning just a few drinks into a recipe for a foggy, less resilient mind. The good news? Cutting back can help your brain recover, at least partially. Try alternating alcohol with mocktails. Think virgin piña coladas or sparkling water with bitters. If you drink, stick to one standard serving and pair it with food to slow absorption.
Explore kombucha or herbal teas for a sophisticated sip without the risks. But there's one more drink left, one that's marketed as a modern necessity, but could be just as harmful to your aging brain.
Drink number 3, energy drinks. It's 3 p.m. and you're fading. The day's demands are relentless, and that cold can of energy drink in the vending machine calls with its neon label and promise of instant focus. Energy drinks are the fuel of our fast-paced world, especially for younger adults juggling work, family, and side hustles. But if you're relying on these to get through the day, you might be trading short-term alertness for long-term brain damage. Energy drinks are a cocktail of caffeine, sugar, artificial sweeteners, and stimulants like taurine or guarana. A single can pack 200 milligrams of caffeine, double a cup of coffee, plus additives your brain doesn't know what to do with. Caffeine in moderation can sharpen focus, but in high doses, it overstimulates your nervous system, spiking stress hormones like cortisol. Over time, this constant fight-or-flight state exhausts your neurons, accelerating cognitive aging. Artificial sweeteners like aspartame, common in sugar-free versions, may disrupt brain signaling, while other chemicals stress your cardiovascular system, reducing blood flow to the brain. I think of Jake, a friend from college who became a tech entrepreneur. By his 30s, he was downing energy drinks like water to keep up with 80-hour work weeks. At 40, he was battling anxiety, insomnia, and memory issues he never had before. His doctor linked it to his energy drink habit, which was taxing his brain and heart. Studies bear this out. A 2019 review in Frontiers in Public Health warned that energy drinks could increase risks of neurological issues, from anxiety to cognitive decline. Another study found they disrupt sleep patterns, starving your brain of the rest it needs to repair itself. The irony is, energy drinks don't give you energy. They just mask exhaustion, pushing your brain to the brink. For real energy, start with basics. Sleep 7 to 8 hours, eat whole foods, and move your body. If you need a boost, try black coffee in moderation or matcha, which has caffeine plus calming L-theanine. Herbal teas like ginseng can lift you naturally. Your brain deserves better than a chemical crutch that's aging it prematurely.